And now, the disturbing factor, what disturbs Sri Ram is this, he tells us. Amba eku duku mohi viseshi nipat bikal narnayak dekhi. He's saying, Amba ek duk. Duk is sorrow, ek means one. He says, Mother, only one thing pains me. And what is that? It says, Nipat bikal narnayak dekhi. I am grieved to see that my father, the king, is so distressed. He is not distressed about his situation. He said, what distresses me, what bugs me, is to see that my father is in pain. See that my father is in distress. That's what distresses me. And that is the nature of a good soul. A lot of people don't think of their situation. They think of the other people's situation. In Kiskindakhan, Sri Ram, he gives a beautiful illustration about friendship. He talks about friendship. And he said, a true friend would see his friend's problem, even though it's like a grain of sand, he would see that as a huge mountain. And his own problem, which is mountainous, he says, in fact, I mix it. He will see his own problem, which is like a grain of sand. No. The friend's problem as mountainous. But his own problem, which is like a mountain, he looks at it as a grain of sand. And that's the nature of a good friend. That your friend problem, even though it's very small, you see it as a huge mountain. And that is the hallmark of a great friend. Because you are very concerned for him. Sri Ram is saying here that what pains me is not my predicament. What pains me is to see my father in pain. So it tells of the relationship between father and son. You have to look at this relationship from two standpoints. between father and son, Raja Dashrath's father, Sri Ram is son. But you also have to look at it. Sri Ram being God and Raja Dashrath is the devotee. The devotee can, just as a father cannot live without his son, so too is the devotee. He cannot live without the divine. That's why Raja Dashrath told Sumanta, he says, if Sri Ram doesn't come, I shall not, this life will remain in my body. And before he passed on, he called the name of Sri Ram 6 times. Rama Rama Kahi Rama Kahi, Rama Rama Kahi Ram. He called that name 6 times and then he gave up this body. He says, I cannot survive in the absence of my son. Meaning that the devotee cannot exist in the absence of the divine. So he says, what pains me most, only one thing, mother, pains me, and that is to see my father so exceedingly distressed. He says, Torahi bata pitahi dukhu, bari hota pratitina mohi mahatari. He's saying, the fact that my father should be so overwhelmed in grief over this trifling matter of me going to the woods, he says, I cannot believe this situation, dear mother. There has to be something more. She's not giving him the full situation as it existed. My father is a great statesman. He's a profound thinker, a great leader. Such a trifling matter cannot affect him to this extent. So tell me, mother, what it is you have not yet told me. And this is my last chaupai before the door, Tulsidas sings.